right, welcome back. Spring is coming our way, right? It's coming fast, just right at us. But while we're all familiar with spring cleaning in our homes, it's also a good idea maybe to spruce up those finances as well. Local financial expert Michael Foguth of the Foguth Financial Group here to tell us why it's so important to keep an eye on our finances while we're,
well, there's no better time than now, right?
And,
yeah, we're not shaking hands, we're not doing all those things. And yeah, the weather's getting ready to change, but your finances are changing, right? And sometimes that's happening automatically. So what we're looking at with spring cleaning is people paying attention to what's going on out there. So I always say start with things that are the easiest, such as like your bank accounts. Right? Each one of your bank accounts you should be auditing once a year of what's your interest rate that you're paying. So if you have any loans out there, if you have any credit cards, call all of them right now, because not only is the stock market going crazy, but interest rates are going crazy. Now that's crazy good for consumers. So if you're a consumer out there and you have debt, you should be calling all of those vendors, if you will, and asking them if they will internally lower your interest rates. If they will not, then you can take that back to your bank and your credit unions and look to consolidate that debt.
Okay. What else can we do?
Well, look at all of your finances. So when we talk about this, we're talking about the market. Things are going wild and crazy out there. You should be auditing all of your accounts. And what I mean by that is paying attention to what's going on with the market. Because in the financial world, we knew this was going to happen, right? We know the market goes up. We know the market goes down. This gives you a great opportunity to sit back, call your advisors and say, okay, what's going on? What should I be doing differently now than I was maybe doing 3, 4, 5 months ago? So a big opportunity.
Is there an opportunity here to get into the stock market? What if that's not your game? How do you recommend people?
You have to have a plan. So everybody's going to say, hey, should I get in now? And it's really, in my opinion, it's based on age. So the older you are, maybe the less hesitant that you are of saying, hey, I shouldn't be having these big swings. And so in our office, we're telling people, if you're not comfortable with these big swings, don't go and play in that arena. Now, if you're younger and you're saying, hey, I got more time on my side, and you like those big swings, because big swings go up and big swings go down.
True.
Right? So it's not about timing, it's about understanding that it's going to happen, and when it does happen, are you ready for it to happen?
I'm curious, what about gyms? And I know every gym will maybe have their own policy, but if they're having to cut how many folks can come in, I mean, I'm paying $80 a month.
Yes.
To go to a gym. Is there an opportunity there for me to maybe renegotiate?
There's a huge opportunity, because, what we're talking about, again, it's not mandated of a self-quarantine, but at the same time, sit back and look at your finances right now and say, okay, what am I paying for, i.e. gym memberships, there's certain types of reoccurring charges, and get rid of some of those if you don't need them. You'd be surprised how many things are on reoccurring charges, because sometimes they go reoccurring to your credit cards, not just your bank accounts. And so pay attention to what's that and audit everything. This is a great time to go through and audit your finances. You're going to have a little bit more time inside, because like you're talking about, maybe you're not going to the gym as much, maybe you're not going out shopping, maybe you're just out and about as much. There's a huge opportunity to audit what you have going on.
Once you've done the audit, then what do you do in terms of moving forward and trying to make better spending choices? It seems like an easy question, but it's not easy for people all the time.
You're right, exactly right. Because there's a lot of moving parts. I always say, hey, call a professional. I mean, there's not a charge for us to sit down with people. We've had an abundance of people this past week calling us and say, okay, I need to come and sit down with you. I thought I had all this under control, but there's a lot going on in life that I don't understand. So we do a lot of holistic planning of saying, okay, here's what you're paying over here, here's what you're paying over here, here's what needs to go over here, here's over there. So we take a step back and we put everything together in one place. So I would say you have to have a plan, because once we figure out what we're spending, how do we reduce that? Because there's still some things that we have to keep. I'm not saying you have to cut all spending, right? It's get rid of the things you don't, pay attention to what you do, and then you just continue to go forward.
And stick to that. Should we be getting cash amid this?
I don't think that there needs to be a run on the bank of like people need to be burying it in their mattresses and stuff like that. Not yet, at least, right? But it's a situation when, it may get worse before it gets better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, of course, we'll put this online, fox2detroit.com. Quick break. We'll be right back.